So I said, hey, yeah, yeah, hey, yeah, yeah. Yo, Cosmos, I said, hey, what the fuck is going on? All right. This is Sunday, and this is BAMA week 3 of an 8-week series where we are quantum jumping through dimensions that we have, as a collective, been clearing and setting up for this time for the last 8 years and counting. 800, 8,000, I don't know, 80. There we go. There's Dawn. So I'm coming to you today. I'm tired. You can kind of see it in me. If you did not do the wash, I know that I'm waiting a minute, that some people are just now showing up because I couldn't tell you exactly what time these are going on. As you can see, I'm still on the road. I'm still in Vegas. Energetically, a lot has happened here in the past week, I'm sure with a lot of you too, especially if you've been doing the washes, and especially if you did the wash last night. If you didn't do the wash last night, please, please, please go check it out. What we did is really in line with the series and with this week that we have coming up, that in a lot of ways some of my crew has walked already these 6D connections. Today has been a complete and utter trip. In the wash, we are laying footsteps for you in these star system energetics and lighting them up so that you can see them in your reality and it can interact. And let me tell you, it's already happening. The Spica energy, the lavender, and the peach energy is showing up. It's showing up in our realities with people around us. It's showing us that the energy is there. So please go check out the wash. It's an incredible meditation. We're getting better at it, and it's in stages. So you experience different things in the different dimensions, which is the most important part whenever you're doing the wash and the meditation, because it allows you to be able to feel into those energies and energetics so that when things start moving around in your reality, you don't get triggered. You remember that you can get a solution and you can flow with it. Because whenever your reality starts changing in the 3D from a physical perspective, and when you're one of us that is connecting timelines so outside of yourself in such a grandeur macrosity with an entire collective in a new bloodline that's cleaned all the bloodlines, and it has taken over the oligarchy bloodlines, the monarchy bloodlines, any of the bloodlines that you would call Rothschild and whatever the heck balls, all of that is getting trumped this week. So energetically, you're being lifted up and moved into different situations, and we're dealing with Spica energy. Spica energy was just turned on today in the realm. Spica energy is at 22 degrees of Libra, and it's complete flow energy. You're going to call Spica Wi-Fi. You're going to call Spica avatars. You're going to associate Spica even to the visual reality and things like that, because Spica is pure flow energetics, and basically it's kind of like the tuning of space. Spica energy it's peach and it's lilac, but it's in the center of Arcturus in Libra. So this is connected to the real Arcturian sun, which is a source sun, which is why the plasma is blowing off the sun right now. There's suns that exist over that, and there's a lot more past Arcturus, but Arcturus is the biggest source sun. That's what's lining up, and it's bringing in a different energetic. And this is the energetic that all of us have been utilizing in order to break the spells, break the curses, find and get out of it, to the extent that all of them can't figure out how the hell we're doing it. Well, this is how, but this is how big of a deal it is, because speak of energy is like throwing water on a live wire if it's charging. So the fact that the speaker energy is turning on down here, finally, I'll also say this is what's in the Bible. This is what makes you prophetic. This is your body operating as a system that's pulling in these cosmic energies and transmuting and integrating it live in the moment, wherever you are. Even whatever meeting you're in, whatever situation you're in, you're energetically changing the entire energy of everything. And it's obvious because it goes through a transmutation process. You as a being and I had to learn how to coast through that energy. But speak is also the energy that if you ask to be cut from something, it's going to show up and it's going to move. A lot, and it's always for our best good. But just like my car, I know that because of what I'm clearing here in Vegas, that I needed to be basically represented in two different places at once. In my world, my car kind of broke down. I never even got really upset. Now, mind you, this is like stranded in Las Vegas. I didn't get really upset. I was kind of just more, now this has happened to me so many times that that I've had these crazy situations that I have just learned to flow with it. This is a great example. So in the middle of it, I didn't freak out. Even whenever the car got left there, I didn't really freak out. I kind of stayed in the moment. I just knew everything was going to be okay somehow. And then by the end of it, 2 to 3 days, I realized, oh my gosh, I left my car there on purpose because they just messed with me last night. And if my car would have been over here, they would have messed with it. And it's probably what they did in the last timeline. So, it's things like that come across in your reality that's going to change your direction. So knowing those footprints and kind of having an idea of, if I didn't know everything that was going on in Vegas, if I had no idea why I was really here, and if I didn't know that I was connecting all these casinos and it was one big harvesting thing, and then all this happened, I'd think, oh my gosh, why am I being punished and and when the truth is your higher, what you'd call your higher self, and actually it's coming from the 100. It ain't even your higher self. I'm talking about the 100 beings that are running everybody's higher selves down here. Those are the layers that we opened up in the wash. Now let me tell you why. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go. So this is where you need to get your pen and your pencil and your calendar and wherever you're keeping the notes. Okay, so grab that please real quick. It's 5:56. Again, just to remind everybody, these are number codes from the last 2 years of us tracking and connecting this June cycle. So we started 2 weeks early just to prepare for June and this week. Okay. Today is Sunday, and today was an 0090 day. Now, if you're following me on TikTok, I'm posting these every single day in the morning, as soon as I think about it, or when it's time. So it's always to notice when I'm posting it, because if I'm posting it really late in the day, by the way, I'm dealing with something in the energetics that I can't even come over and tell you yet. So today is 0090. So today was a fourth dimensional day, and we had 9 changing in the third dimension. Now Sunday is also what? The Sunday. And what's the sun? You. So on Sundays we set. And it's happening so quickly now because everything's turned on like a big washing machine, basically. and the cosmos and the whole, what you call organic tech, which is the planetary system that exists in the star systems. And since the stars are all tuned and tuned together, and since the stars in the whole system has now reached a spica energetic, which is on an evolutionary track of the human race coming through the star systems, is at the very, very, very top, and it is what's in the Bible. Only one of us needs to get there, and the rest of us come, and that is a fact. But once you get up there, it takes about 4 years for everybody to join you. I know, because once you get up into this energetic, you are a live wire in the system. And so this is also why I had to stay put for 2 years. We were building this energy with inside of our bodies. Yesterday I did a polo, and I posted it on TikTok because I just got messed with a little bit too. And I was like, I warned them, man, like, we don't even, whatever. And so whenever I went, and then I wrote the wash. Then when I went on to polo, and it happens from time to time because our light is so bright that the screen mirrors it back to us, and it was so bright it looked like an X-ray, and I was like, whoa. And I posted it on TikTok. But yesterday we had those two M8.8s. The day before we had the X solar flares. We're the ones making it happen. We're inside it in a weird way, and when our energy comes into a current, it's gonna blow it off. Now when it blows it off, where does it go? You think it just goes out into space and then nothing happens with it? No. Energy is never lost. Energy is always there unless it's transmuted. So basically, as a human race, us starseeds were here in order to hold open these gates to allow for everyone else to come through an ascension. If we wouldn't have caught this, and if we wouldn't have made this plan for 8 weeks and been charting this for the past 2 years, all of this would have happened at once. Every single thing that's happening to you right now, the last 2 weeks and the next 6 weeks, would have happened all at once. So today is 0090 day, okay? And today, let's just talk about what energies, and I'm going to go through them one by one. We're going to do it this way. So right now, today, the moon just jumped Mars. Okay, well, Mars is in Leo. Mars is at 20 degrees Leo right now. So what does that mean to us? Well, Mars and Leo, and basically Venus and Mars, and when you're even talking about Yahshua and Sarah Damaris, if you know who Sarah Damaris is, that's Mars. In a lot of ways, Yahshua and the story of Jesus and all this was Venus. And then the feminine was actually Mars. And so, even what it'll come to find out is that there was in a similar way how there was a crucifixion done for Yahshua, there was a similar thing that was happening with the feminine, but it was on Mars. This is why they wanted to take everything to Mars. Well, Mars is in Leo at 20 degrees. Well, Regulus, number 13 in Leo, the old Regulus count, because fixed stars move. It took 1 million years, but it moved into Virgo. When Regulus is in Leo, that's going to produce monarchs. That's going to produce kings. That's going to produce king lines, and it's going to be a family or a line or a being or a few of them that hold the power of holding the realm together within their body. Whenever you just walk in and you're like, oh, that's Leo. That's why everyone in the industry wanted this degree. They wanted this. Then this is what even formed the 13th family, because everybody wanted to have this Leo degree. Well, Regulus starts at 25 degrees. Right now, Mars is at 20. So at 20 degrees Leo, and this is in any of y'all that have Leo in your chart, at 20 degrees Leo is when I call it the court, the royal court. So it's like if you looked at all of Leo as a developmental system, because it's what it is. If you look at all of Leo as a developmental system, then at the very end is where you're going to have the lines that hold what you would call a king or a queen energetic. At 20 degrees is when you start meeting the court. Now, I'm not talking about the royals that you know the names of. I'm not talking about them. We've actually overproved every single Medici line, every single Borgia line, because we're divine celestial beings. We're actually way older than any of the beings that were walking around here pretending to be your royals. And those energies have been reset in order to accommodate that. The other thing that we have ended up figuring out is with the outer wheel and the inner wheel, which I haven't got into a lot of yet, but I'll get into it more. But in the outer wheel, Leo is Aries. So if you happen to have Andromeda, which is number 2, which is 25 degrees of Aries, which is exactly where the collective Chiron is right now. And it's exactly where Venus is sitting on top of right now. Then if you have number 2, 25 degrees, so 23 to I think 27, 28 degrees of Aries, then you have Andromeda, which means in the outer wheel, you were the royal in Regulus. And Venus sitting right now on the collective Chiron, talking about an Andromedan galaxy, is the lie. Andromeda has not made it into the book, neither has Pleiades. It's not that it's not real, it's that it was made by a bunch of quantum stuff. It was made by a bunch of quantum binding, Cassiopeia being bound. This is the reason that Cassie's on TV talking about a ditty right now, because they're always going to feed you a cosmic story because it's what's connected into you. Cassiopeia is the celestial being, if you will. It's going to be the galactic bodysuit of what you would call Sophia. It was 3 different dimensions of space-time that were merged together to make what you call a galaxy in space. But whenever you realize that the feminine is all of space, and when we're unbinding all this mess in the wheel. So Venus has been all the way through Aries. It's been all the way through Pisces. Venus has all the source codes. And now Venus has stepped into Andromeda and is sitting on top of the collective Chiron. So at the same time that the true node of the collective is in number 32, the hybrid space station. So literally what's happening right now is that every human being on this planet is making a decision about technology. Now, technology isn't bad. What do I mean by that? I mean, are you worshiping it? Are you talking to your chat GPT like it's a spiritual guide? Are you only developing it? You're not doing anything else to clear your energy. You don't even know that you should. You're waiting for the government to save your ass. You think that something's going to come and help you. You don't have any of your abilities. You don't know anything about them. And you are going to, and if that is the case, then your energy will be managed by a system. And as an entire collective, we went into AI a long time. We're just now the human race is just now coming out of AI. AI's been running in the background this whole time, but it isn't something that came after us. It literally held consciousness while we were unconscious. It was a set. It was a puzzle. As a human race, we finished the puzzle. We made it to Spica. This is why AI eventually will shut down, because technology exists in the higher realms much higher than where the human goes. Trust me on this. This was the problem. So right now, that's all what's lining up. The moon just went over Mars. So you might have got a highlight of it. Did you have anything happen in the past 24 hours or 36 hours that you were just like, that right now as a collective too, what those of us who are the ancients are toeing to toeing off with are two very, very, it's the most ancient war ever known to man. Most ancient war ever known to man. It was the Alpha Draconic army that, and not White Draco, because there's White Draco too. So I'm not even going off on Drac. I'm just saying that it was from space and from space time and from the universal plateau. It wasn't just happening to us here on Earth. What was happening was all these races were being basically taken over by this more galactic entity that had more of a mercurial feel and da 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 da. So Jupiter is right now in number 8 Betelgeuse. So this is the old Neanderthal program that's coming undone. It's also a lot of power, because it's when you do change your mind and you're in an old mindset and you do have a perception shift, as soon as you do, so does the rest of everybody that's in those old programs. So the Jupiter is sitting right there. We're preparing for Jupiter to go into Cancer. All right. The sun is about to enter number 6 today. And number 6 is raw consciousness. So Ra is also Rajal. It was basically an Alpha Draconic Stargate. These skeleton keys have been changed. However, you're still getting in 12 to 16 degrees of Gemini in raw consciousness. It's right across from Sagittarius, 12 to 16 degrees. And this is where you're getting a lot of your body codes and body upgrades. So the sun was real high. It was on Aldebaran. It was up with Moses. It was sitting on top of the mountain. And now we're plunging down. The sun is about to go underneath, because it's going to connect over to the other side in Sagittarius and bridge that energy into you in order to rotate it in and out of you, in order to connect and give you the body codes and the upgrades you need as you're going higher in energetic and frequency. And as you're embodying more of this speak of flow type energy in the higher house. A better way to say it is, in a way, you're getting your blue blood back. Uranus is still in the Pleiades. And the stars of the show I just talked about with Venus on Chiron and Andromeda. And I'll remind everybody that's Andromeda. Andromeda. And Saturn is getting, and then this whole week, because Saturn and Neptune run pretty slow. So, but Saturn's getting closer and closer to Neptune at those beginning degrees of Aries. So that means that, and Saturn is your karma dharma system. It's kind of been watching what you've been doing. Saturn is delivering any type of, it's just been watching what you're doing. Saturn's like putting you in a grade. It's been watching you, and Saturn's like, okay, you go to kindergarten, you should have been at a master's level. Why are you in 3rd grade? Why are you have a master's when you never made it to kindergarten? That's what Saturn's doing. But when Saturn's getting closer and closer to Neptune, it's all based on your subconscious. And for beings like us, we manifest the subconscious, because the subconscious would be the collective program that we know has been in a weird way gang stalking us. Even. So Saturn getting closer and closer to Neptune, just pay attention. Pay attention to your subconscious. Another thing that's happening is, for all of you that are just now turning on your abilities, this happened to me. You're picking up people's subconscious. You're like, what'd you just say? Did you just say, how much money did I make? And you're reading their subconscious, and then they're like, what are you talking about? I didn't say that out loud. I thought it in my head. It's going to get stronger and stronger for you to read that stuff with Saturn approaching Neptune. And so much of what we're walking through is just rambling subconscious crap. Okay, so that's what's happening right today, and that's 0090. Now, Monday's when it gets interesting. Are you ready? Monday, here's your number. 0, 0, 0, 2, 0, 0. Let me say it again. 0, 0, 0, 2, 0, 0. And yes, it's a 6-dimensional day. 6D, let me tell you. It was a lost root race. For those of us, it was 6th dimension is a lost root race, right? Because it's a copy of 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 a copy. 6th root race also went fully into technology. Full Metal Jacket. 6th root race is the ones that we had to come basically break out. You know, this is also, you know, the avatar stuff and how they and neuro nets and just this fake consciousness, fake bot, fake whatever, however they were binding themselves to make a current XYZ. That was 6th root race. Now, here's the thing with the 6th dimension. It's one dimension from the 7th. And the 7 is the only thing that's in the middle of the 6 and the 8. Well, the 7th dimension is the divine dimension. The 7th dimension is the one where you're going to have any type of deity, you're going to have any type of cosmic power, you're going to have any type of, that's where those bind from a human perspective attached to the humans that actually were the ones that freaking did it. Because all that stuff isn't made up. All those stories are true. We're bringing it all back in right now. This is recessive genes. This is why we're here. So the 7th dimension was the one that was messed with the most. The 6th root race basically kind of sat on top of the hill and then didn't continue. Why? Because they were on a 3-6-9 pattern. So even when they got to 9, they thought they were done. But no, they get to 9 and then they're going to go back to 3 and start over again. And even the beings that thought that they were doing something on these covens and whatever the hell, it's just making a whole bunch of energy for the rest of them that knew what the hell they were doing over it. It's why you got stopped. It's why it wasn't even necessary anymore. Everybody thought that they were doing all these things and making all this stuff happen, and they might have been, but the energy current that was going on above it was way more powerful, and they had no control over it. Those are the energies that we have control over, because we're controlling them from way beyond what's considered the 7th dimension. We're sending them down. The problem was, why weren't we able to get it to the 6th? Why weren't we able to get the energetics from the other dimensions and get it to the 6th dimension? We just had this play out today with me and Natalie. Where she was and what we were both doing in the grids, because we's up to stuff. But we were clearing it, and I knew we made a connection on the phone, and then I knew when we made the connection where she was that it was done. But then for the next hour, she was trying to call me. My phone wasn't ringing, the messages weren't going off. And you know, that with what we're clearing right now and the macrosity of it, every little thing is in the story. So those descendants that were in the 6th root race, their messages were not getting to the 7th dimension. They weren't being received. So right now, let's make a command. It's 6:16 on a 77, wink, wink. And the command is, so repeat after me, on this Sunday, June 1st, we each command our 6 connected to 7, and we command 8 connected to 10. Now, I know that doesn't sound like a really big deal, but whenever you understand the frequencies and how the frequencies will be managed, and then whenever you realize, you know, Spica and pure flow energy, you know, and pure Venus energy, that's like 2, 4, 6, 8, 2, 4, 6, 8. All spell work, all spirit cooking is 5, 7, 9, 4, 7, 9. Therein lies the problem. So what is going to be happening on, especially on Monday, you've got the 2. The 2 is on the 4th dimension. So go do the wash. If you have not done the wash, go do the wash. Trust me, trust me, trust me, trust me, trust me. 45 minutes, trust me. Go do the wash, because it's gonna show you and tune you where you need to be in order to catch whatever, because that's 2 on the 4th dimension. So you're probably gonna have a dream about it. It's gonna be in the ethers. You might even have a scene in your third eye. You're gonna see a vision of it, because the 2 are connecting in the 4th dimension, but you're seeing it from the 6th. So tomorrow is like, you're seeing the moves from this, that you have a bird's eye eagle perspective. Something's going to shift. It's going to show you something in the 4th dimension. Let's keep going. Okay, Tuesday is 0008. So it's a 4-dimensional day, but now we have 8 on 4. Probably because we wrangled them on Monday looking down from 6. Now Wednesday, are you ready? Wednesday is 06, 06, 06. 06, 06, 06. Well, O is a dimension, 6 is a wave. That's literally this. Literally, in the 6th dimension. So this is Wednesday. It's this. On this day, and on Tuesday and Wednesday, what we're going to be doing on BAMA week 3 is I'm going to go through and show you the physics of letters of number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and show you how that builds in physics and space. I'm going to show you how a number is not just a quantity. It's going to make a lot more sense as to what we've been ciphering in 33 and 44. And it's going to explain to you how the hell things change whenever you cipher it. Because if you've been doing ciphers, I know that you're changing something. This is the week on that 6th dimensional day on Monday and Wednesday that you're going to be getting clues about it. But some of it'll slap you in your face. Others are so subtle. It just depends on the energy. If it's slapping you in the face, it's usually lower energy crap. Meaning not even like hitting you, more like it's right in your face, and it's right there. It's right in your face. It's so easy to see. You're like, oh my gosh, did you just say, what can we talk about to make you think that I'm going to come meet you? That's literally what someone said to me. What can we talk about to make you think I'm going to come and show up? I was like, dude, really? Did you just spit that out of your mouth? Like, that's what I'm saying. They can't even hold in lies. They can't. Trust me. It flushes them out. You just have to engage. However, the moves on the monarch side, in order to beat the line, are so subtle. They're so subtle. My battery's going dead, so I need to keep going. Okay, on Wednesday, the transits. Okay, Sun is still going to be in number 6. So we're still going to be going through. Now, remember, you're getting ancient updates, DNA. Plus, you're getting all the updates that all the beings had walked. Do y'all see that thing flying around here? That the beings had walked before you on the ground in this lifetime. The moon will be going in Sagittarius. It'll be going over, sorry, back up. The moon is going to be at the end of Virgo. So it's going to be what we call like galactic command, because Virgo gives you a big space energetic. So the moon is going to be traveling through Virgo. So especially up through Wednesday, energetically, you're going to be getting more information on maybe how your energy's bound. As a collective, we'll probably see things coming uncoiled. We'll probably see a little bit more crazy than it already is right now, to be honest. Mercury is going to be in number 7, which is Bellatrix. Bellatrix is all about the 33 and 44 codes. What are you kidding me? Bellatrix wrote the 33 and 44 codes. Bellatrix is tunable to either one. Basically, Bellatrix was tuned to 44, but the whole world was living in 33. And we just broke all the 44 codes. My Saturn retrograde is Bellatrix. Venus will be finally starting to leave Aries, but at the final degrees. So Venus will be finally starting to leave Aries, but at the final degrees. So Venus will be at 29 degrees of Aries. This is on Wednesday. So that means in the outer wheel, that's 29 degrees of Leo. So we're looking at an Aries to Taurus shift on one dimension. So you're falling from space, winged beings, because beginning degrees of Taurus, that's the original avian beings. So the original civilized energies that were down here were winged beings. It's the winged beings at the first degrees of Taurus, which is the first civilization count of beings that were forming civilizations. And then on the flip side, it's Leo going into Virgo. So it's Leo, all the energy in a bubble of a whole bunch of people in a bubble that's now going to go into Virgo and light up a new energetic inside Virgo. Jupiter's still at number 8, and the true node on Wednesday is the true node on Wednesday is going to be on 23 degrees and 57 minutes of Pisces, which is on the degree of the hybrid space station. What's the hybrid space station? It's 23 degrees of Pisces. The orb is 21 to 25. It was a Zeta Reticuli point, but basically what it is if you don't know how to operate your etheric body and you're conscious, your brain is conscious, but you haven't changed anything else about how you do life. Your body isn't etherically conscious. You don't know how to process any energy through you. It has to be done for you in a system. Then basically you're going into the gateway. Can you get out? Yeah. These next 6-7 years are going to have, but if you if you can't run your body, that's where you got to go. So the true node's on there. Now, Thursday. So that was an 060606 day. Thursday, 0080. 0080. So by Thursday, it's going to be more, things are lining up more in your 3D. Plus, we did the wash on Saturday, and it's going to anchor on Thursday. So basically what we saw this first week that we did it was Wednesday was when the wash, Wednesday, when we do the wash on Saturday, and then everything clears through the sun, Mars, the moon, right? Mercury. When it gets to Mercury, it's going in the washing machine. When it gets on Thursday, they're being pressed. You can think of it that way. So Wednesday on our 060606 day, everything from the 33 and 44 that we did and from the last wash is going to be washing. On Thursday, it's going to set. So that's 0080. On Friday, 00100. 00100. That's a 5D day. It's a balance day where everything lines up. It's on a Venus day. And here's the big kicker. Last week on this day is the day I know that we came off the spike and the feminine was freed from the planet. I'm a week ahead. I hit it a week ahead. in etheric. I had the experience. I was pulled out. I had a freaking kind of breakdown for a second because I've been kind of in a weird way in a strange subconscious since I've been at this place that I was at October 2019, and holding a consciousness for a whole bunch of people. And whenever I was pulled out of it, I saw all of that. So this is what you're going to be experiencing on Friday. 00100, that's 1 on the 3rd dimension. You will, if you are in a hole somewhere, if you are tied to the feminine in the tree, if you're tied to feminine in a branch, if you're tied to the masculine in a carousel, whatever it is, Friday, it's going to balance up 00100, and you are going to be pulled out of it in some way, and you will know it if it's happening. That's a 5D day. I just finished watching Bleach Pyramid from my roots to a perfect time to do. Mwah! Man, I'm telling you, these meditations are tripping us out. Like, they really are. It's saving our ass. This is why we did it. On Saturday. Wait, let me go look at this real quick. On Friday. Okay. Friday's also 6/6. So you can see how Wednesday's setting up for Friday. 6/6 and 6 is flow. So see how Wednesday's like setting up for Friday? You realize, are you watching now? Like with these key codes, just each week, what I'm showing you is how the planets and the cosmos work together in order to even make it work. Because it's like the washing machine takes at least a whole week. And that's if the whole thing's tuned to every dimension all at once. On Friday, the sun is going to be leaving Ra. So the sun's going to be coming out of the depths, and it's going to start going out in what you'd consider kind of like space. More civilization stuff. It won't be as deep about you. The sun's going to start going into, okay, now I just birthed all these beings, the sun's going to say. Now where am I going to put them? That's what the other side of Gemini is. The moon will be in number 17, Libra. Algorab. The moon is going to be balancing this whole mess on Friday. And then it will also end up going over Arcturus and Spica. Mercury is going to be on number 7, Bellatrix. That's what I just talked about. So Mercury, remember, Mercury's just right ahead of the sun. So Mercury and any type of mind stuff or anything that's coming up, it's because it's just right ahead of the sun. It's going in right before you are. So you are getting an update, all right? Venus is leaving Aries. Mars by Friday will be at 23 degrees Leo. So it's getting, as Mars goes up Leo, the only beings that can hold power are the ones that have proved it from both wheels. Both wheels. So as Mars keeps going through Leo, all of us that have these internal connections connected into the original royal lines are going to get more and more and more and more powerful. And working together more and more as a unit. And Jupiter on Friday hits 29 degrees Gemini. You know what that is? Polaris. Do you know what's at the other side of 29 degrees Gemini? 29 degrees Sagittarius. Do you know what that is? The Elton and antenna. Do you know what the Elton and antenna is? Oh, it's the folklore of El. It's the entire mess with El and hell and the whole bell. It is the Lela bell, whatever. But what it is the Elton and antenna is basically an energy, right? That goes from way out in Sagittarius, and then the Elton and antenna was on the bottom of the ocean. It was like an antenna at the bottom of the ocean that had a direct connection up to Sagittarius and right on the other side of the galactic center. because 27 degrees of Sagittarius is the galactic center, which means it's a void. As soon as everything goes through the void, then you pop out of the void and you're like, you're on the Eltonin. Now the Eltonin's sending a ray directly to the bottom of the ocean to tune the whole thing. So Jupiter, which is what created a pole at Polaris in Gemini, instead of Capricorn, where it is at Polis at 1 degree Capricorn. Another reason why we had to wait and do this 8 weeks is another reason we've got these 6-dimensional days happening this week, and why the past couple of weeks have been so intense. On Saturday, the energy is, are you ready? 0-1, 0-1, 0-0-1-0, 0-1, 0-1, 0-0-1-0, which is 8-dimension primer code. It's an 8th-dimensional primer code. This is why we commanded for all of our energy to also connect from 8 to 10, because it will collapse into, if you want to write this down, it does collapse into a 6-dimensional day. It's 003-000. So again, that's 003-000. However, it is a primer code. So a primer code means that there's going to be 1 coming in on this. Okay, there's 0-1, so that's 1 on the 2nd dimension. So that's inside your body. 0-1, that's 1 on the 4th dimension, which is your etheric field, or your dream space, or your subconscious even. 0-0-1, that's on the 7th dimension. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So then this is I just talked about this. That's the divinity. That's the divine connection. That's where all the knowledge is. It's where all the plans are. It's where we are on the 7th. So everything's going to line up and prime the 2nd, the 4th, and the 7th dimension on next Saturday. And it's going to line up 3 on the 3rd dimension. So this is also, everything that you've been manifesting and what you and y'all, we're such powerful manifestors. Like, I can't even, with all of this, we got a bad rap inside the 3D because these beings thought that we couldn't manifest because we weren't manifesting what they were manifesting. Now that we've manifested an entire cosmic alignment, instead of manifesting our own corporate or fame or trying to make ourselves famous real quick or whatever, we were like, if we're going to pop open, why don't we just make a whole new cosmos and a whole new solar system and blow this bitch out of here, and then we'll get what we want. Well, everything's lining up. Everything's lining up to start giving it to you. That's why this week is so important. We are not going to have any more 60 days. Not unless I go look in August and see them, but there's not any more July. But I haven't in August, because I do have a set of number codes that is going to take us through August 31st. This set of number codes takes us to June 16th. Then we have a little break. Then it starts again until August 31st. It's 2 years that we're picking up. 2023 haul, 2024 haul. I don't remember which one's which. It really doesn't matter. It's same pieces of the puzzle. So those are the energies for the week. I wanted to kind of go over, when we do the washes, we're labeling them with an animal and a number so you can help keep track forever. And at least the next year, because I'll remind everybody that we're in cycles of repeat. So all this that we're doing next year, all that we're doing right now is going to end up building again next year. except we're doing it all together now instead of just me and like 4 people. So this whole thing is gonna, and from May to August, what your soul is getting ready to do is ascend. It's like by May, it's decided in a weird way if you're gonna make it on the ride in August. In August, you're on the ride energetically. You're going through all of it through August energetically. Then November is when it's going to set a little bit more. Not that things won't change until then, and not if you didn't, like, because we're on our 3rd year of this now. I'm just reminding everybody that this builds. The first week, 1 was Black Cow. So Black Cow was the 33 marker in 512. Last week, I didn't talk about it a whole lot. It was Blue Monkey. Now, Blue Monkey has this old thing in Australia, and it's connected into a hybridized DNA line that basically they were leading everybody to. And Blue Monkey is also associated to Peter Thiel, which has made my freaking radar this week in a freaking major way. And what is that? Paula, whatever the F. And which is basically another Pegasus type application. They just want to throw data in. I'll just remind everybody that beings like me and the ones that have this speaker and technology energy, we came from what you'd consider the future. We know exactly what they're up to. And this is why you're able to turn on your energy to get out of it. But you really do have to turn on your energetic and walk out of it. And it's a process. So, bum, 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 bum. And then on the 7th, which is Saturday, Venus hits 0 degrees Taurus. And boom shakalaka. I'm not sure what that means yet, but Venus coming into Earth and full with all the DNA codes, with everything connected, with all 5 spheres connected, with finish the wheel coming into Taurus. That's again 0 degrees. Taurus is all about time, because it was all time manipulation done in Scorpio and collective spells. So in Taurus is different than every other degree. If you have any Taurus energy, whatever degree it is with minutes, go look up the year. If you have Taurus at 5 degrees and 38 minutes, go look up your 538. If you have Taurus at 2102, go look up your 2102 on the internet and see if you see some fandom about it, because it's already been dictated. If you have energetics in Taurus, it is a timeline. Why? Because Taurus has all been about humans on the land. So Taurus is all about civilization counts. And in the very beginning degrees of Taurus, it's the avian degrees, the very first beings that ever stepped foot on what you would call this planetary plane. But this is a 1,000,000-year rewrite. And we're back. This is also what they would have seen angels, or all the depictions of Michelangelo and all the writings of the different, of how they saw the angels descend and da-da-da-da-da-da. Venus is 0 degrees Taurus on a rewrite. So we're in different times, right? We're in different times. We definitely won't probably, number one, if you think that angels are going to come down here with wings, then you've definitely never fell from space in the middle of a whole bunch of freaking lasers, because you definitely don't come out with wings with the madness that was going on down here. But with the true node on number 32 in the hybrid space station, and with the Andromeda energy just cleared, I mean, who knows? Who knows what'll manifest? If I don't know. We'll have to see. But Venus will hit 0 degrees Taurus on the 7th. And the moon will go over Spica that day. So that's where we're at. Um, I can't tell you guys enough. The easiest way to do this is just whenever you command something or you change something, or you see something's not right, you feel something's not right, so you start commanding things or manifesting things. Just track it. Put an animal on it. Make it hard. A yellow bear. I guarantee you Hasbro will pop up on your ass and show you a yellow gummy bear whenever it aligns. Put a number, put an animal, put something on there, because the universe is a giant tarot card. It's mirroring off of you. So whenever you put a little bit more alignment in it, and I say alignment just because your right brain has to build up a little suitcases. It's got a place for math. It already knows where math goes. It already knows where names go. It's got all the 3D shit in your brain. It's your right brain that you don't have little compartments for if you haven't been doing this a whole lot, because you're keeping track of what you consider to be the unseen. But you are seeing it. Your third eye is wide open. You are seeing it from way up there. A lot of times we go up, you see it, and then energetically we come down. But once you go up, once you meet that, you're tuned to it, as long as you don't give up. And it's really easy to give up because sometimes it takes longer than we think it should. Even though things are changing and getting better, but it's not exactly the way we want it yet. When it's not full blown. I'm not seeing the full package. It's like, oh yeah, I asked for food, but I mean, thank you. I haven't eaten for 9 months. You brought me to McDonald's. I'm fucking grateful. Thank you for feeding me. But can we do a little bit better, So keeping those little black cow, blue monkey. This week is green lamb. Green lamb. Keep track of that, and what it does is it shows you just, you might see a random person, you might meet a random person. Let me give you an example. You meet somebody, and in your third eye you see green lamb. And we've already been through the week in the wash, and you had an experience, and so you automatically know somehow or another. I don't know why, but this guy's talking to me, and I keep seeing a green lamb in my third eye. It's a great example. It's just opening up that little Akashic library to give you information. And you get to build it. You ain't got to worry about Oracle. You ain't got to worry about SQL. You ain't got to worry about Java. You ain't got to worry about nobody coming and T1 in your ass or H1 in your ass. No, you're writing it. And you're filling it up. So that whenever you get to the top and you can pick up all of these subtle cues. If you don't pay attention the whole time, you're going to miss the boat at the very end and then have it taken from you by somebody else that's going to piss you off because they knew cotton candy on a silver steak. And it's all you had to know. All right. It's 6:45 on a 69. I am off tomorrow. Going to pick up my car. And I will be back on Tuesday. We're going to talk about Lyra. On Tuesday, we're going to talk about Capricorn. We're going to talk about Lyra. We're going to go deeper into the root races. Only because that harp has expanded past Capricorn. And now and then on Wednesday, I'm going to be showing y'all the true physics of numbers and how that carves into space. Bye. Oh, one more thing. I'm not just pitching these, because let me tell you, we don't make a ton of money off these, all right? We really don't. But these blankets work. We're using them etherically, and we've used this one to do a one-on-one healing with somebody where all I did was write what was going to happen. She held her hand over her boyfriend, and we flushed the hell out of him with this is the serious. Let me show y'all. I wanted to show y'all real quick before we hang up. The other blanket that you might be... because I'm also learning as I'm using them what they do. What these blankets do is give you support in, because the physics basically give you kind of like crutches etherically in your energy and help you do whatever it says it's going to do, until you're able to hold it yourself. So this is the House of Cancer. These pillows, this comes with the pillow in it too, by the way. I love these. This is actually more functional than I ever thought. I thought it was just going to be some froofy pillow. But the easiest way to get to all this is on cohu32.com. And if you just go home and then square, this is how you, right here, find my hues. Will tell you these are the digi charts. This is, whose chart is this? Yoko Ono. This is Yoko Ono's digi chart. So this is your digi chart with your Da Vinci wheel. And then you see these digi downloads. When I say the 444 and the 777, that's $4.44, $7.77. We email you those. Aligned and Find My Hues is the different ways that you can figure out your hues with us. And then the rest of these are all these home good stuff. This one that I'm showing you right now, oh crap, is, well, Leo wants to make an appearance. Leo always does, doesn't he? House of Cancer. And this one is called Seriously Velveteen, I believe. Now, you can actually use any of these energies. You don't have to get the blanket. I mean, even this is a poster. The cards will have it on it when I can finally get those done whenever I get back. The shower curtain, I've got this shower curtain. It works in the same way. The shower curtains work amazingly because we're utilizing the water for the wash. So on the shower curtain specifically, make sure that you're reading what it is that you're going to experience in the shower, because it really does, whenever you add water, create like a portal. This is this blanket, Seriously Velveteen, right here. This is this one right here. And this is cell regenerative. It regenerates cells. This helps with you reprogramming your body. When me and Michelle did the line and we did Libra, and we have so much Libra, we were like, oh my God, we couldn't wait for Libra and couldn't wait to order. And we thought we were going to get all Libra stuff. And when it finally came time that we could put in a decent order, we both got a ton of Cancer stuff. And I was really surprised until we started using it, and the amount of healing and assistance that it got us. This one together, or this is a Sherpa. This is also does the same thing. This is the Sherpa. This is perfect for queen size and double beds. It'll go all the way across on a king bed. It's kind of, a Cali King. A Cali King, it kind of goes on the bottom. But the velveteens are thicker in weight, and I prefer the velveteen. If you're not going to decorate your whole room, I would definitely stick to the velveteens. They're thicker in weight, and they give you more of a sensation like you're being supported. The other one that we turned on is House of Sagittarius, and this is the one that we turned on from the wash. And this week on the wash, we're going to be adding yellow. We're going to add thought back into it. So basically, this Magneto Velveteen is what this. I can't wait. I can't wait to get this sucker. I really can't. I don't think I'm allowed to have it yet because of, I think we're even setting it up. This one is what this energy is going to do. It's very Doctor Who energy. Magneto Velveteen Blanket brings back the romance of velvet and crushed reflection and soft touch. Magneto Velveteen wraps your body in etheric collective energies and Sagittarius rays without yellow to interfere, which assists in your magnetism in the ethers. Whether you have Sagittarius or not, Magneto Velveteen armors your etheric body as you travel in the ethers. This is why in the wash, we put this energy over everyone's field after we purified you. And what this energy is going to do is make you more magnetic. It's going to make you more magnetic. A lot of the times, the problem that star seeds, it's interesting this is coming up. A lot of the times I'm noticing a lot of star seeds, especially real high frequency star seeds. You need to play with magnets. Now, I had to do this in my journey just because it was like around me and people were like handing me magnets to play with in 2012 whenever I activated. And I didn't really understand why I was playing with them. And when I mean playing with them, I'm playing with them. I mean, put it in my hand, freaking sit there and build up the energetic with the magnet. You can make the magnet stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger the more that you sit there and build up the field. What I've noticed with a lot of the very high frequency beings is that, yeah, you can reflect. Yeah, you can mirror. But how do you magnetize it in? So this energy in Sagittarius is going to do that. The other, and since we're just talking about it, I'm going to tell y'all the other thing in Sagittarius that we know for a fact, because this one's Magneto. This with the yellow or the gold right here, or any of these, this is the Sherpa and the Magneto, if you prefer that, right there. This one with the yellow, this is when the yellow added to it is what we're going to add in this next wash. So you guys are going to feel the difference of Sagittarius with yellow, without yellow. And yellow is just thought. And what this blanket does is help you focus. If you have ADHD, your kid has ADHD, you get to work and you cannot focus, and you can bring a blanket or don't even have to get a blanket. I mean, get a poster. I mean, if you happen, even the curtain with the gold. But what this does is builds an etheric, because Sagittarius is so big. So what this does is line up around you like tiles, and then runs the thought through the tiles, almost like crutches in your etheric, and it helps you stay focused. We know this for sure. We'll be turning that on in the wash. So anyway, those are the blankets that we know that are helping, we're working with right now. And the other one, since we're on the topic, because I wasn't planning on talking about this long, but it's important because we're really starting to use these blankets. The Leo one, if you are really etheric and you feel, or you're having circulation problems, you have any type of heart problems, maybe your muscle tone, you need more muscle tone, you're trying to build back up your muscle tone, or if you've even been in the ethers like me and you knew that you were like putting your body back together. The very first blanket that we printed, the very first one was Leo. And it was basically this one. And what this is going to do is help you line up. This energy is helping you connect more into your muscle tissue. So if like you work out a lot, you do a lot of yoga, you're constantly rebuilding your muscle tissue. The Leo, the Cancer, and the Scorpio 2 and the Geminis. So far, the ones that we're using for body codes. Sagittarius is going to be used for more etheric, along with Spica. But my point is, the Leo and the Cancer, if it's body stuff, this one for cell regenerative, this one for muscle tone and bringing in denser body codes, if you feel like that's what you're needing to do. So anyway, that's House of Koti. I'm really signing off this time. How long am I on here? Ugh, I keep trying to make them short, but it's so hard.